Okay, guys, today we're going to be talking about the BingoToys Computron, and we finally got 2 more reveals from TFCon this last weekend. We've got Lightspeed here. We're going to talk about Lightspeed first, and then we're going to talk about Nosecone. I think these look fantastic, and I'm so excited for this. And the fact that they're not only are they doing parts forming, because there's no way they're not doing parts forming with this thing. Because, of course, the last offer we got a parts forming hand, which is probably the most articulated hand I have ever seen from a combiner, from a masterpiece combiner. I think these are going to be fantastic. So, of course, I was reading the message right there. This is reference only. So these are only references. So we may not have all these accessories. Like, it looks like those swords we probably may not have those swords. He might just have the guns. But the vehicle, dude, that vehicle mode looks fantastic. Like, it looks insane. And then here we have a full shot. Okay, so he is really big. He is massive, which makes me wonder how much of this is actually going to be parts forming now, because he is bigger than the other 3. Or sorry, other 4. Maybe these will be, maybe it won't be as much parts forming as I think, but they look great together. I think he was actually supposed to be taller than the other ones. But again, the best part is, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. These are stylized. But here's the thing. He's all strafe. He's already bigger than most masterpiece figures. Like, he's bigger than everybody else. So the fact that Scattershot is bigger than him, holy crap, that is massive. And then we got the massive gun for Galileo. It looks like we got 2 versions of the gun. So he's got a giant sword. Now, looking at this sword, I think, and this is just speculation here, maybe this has been already confirmed, but I think this sword and possibly the guns made up all of their weapons, because this sword looks like the swords that Strafe had. And these right here look like his arm cannons. And I think that's cool. I think it's always cool when a combiner, all of their weapons combine together to make the combined mode gun or weapon. Let's see, the Unique Toys Terracons did that. All their guns combine to make the weapon, which I think is really, really cool. I think the Hasbro Studio Series Devastator, for his gun, I think is a combination, or at least a couple of the weapons combined. Because, like, here's the thing, having storage for your accessories, especially when it comes to weaponry, is always good to be able to have it on the figure, especially if it's like on the back or something where it's like kind of hidden away. Not to say having storage is... I think having storage is important for figures, and like I have a system, or I kind of sort of had a system for my figures, and it kind of got out of control on me, which I need to take a day or two whenever I have a chance and go through and sort it. But I digress. This is gonna be a great set. I think Lightspeed looks great. I can't wait to get him. He's gonna probably be like 140. Let's take a look at Nosecone. Nosecone again looks fantastic. Looks fantastic. I know some people kind of don't like these parts in the back. Well, I think it's fine. The fact that the nose cone gone in robot mode is where did, like, okay, is it the thing is, and these are okay, so we got the same shots, so we didn't get as many shots as him. So we only got the fact that in robot mode here we don't see this drill anywhere. There's nowhere to be found. That tells me it either is a parts forming piece, which I'm okay with, I guess, like, especially if they do something with it, integrates into the bot somehow, and that is crazy. And I also love the fact that they're naming these things after scientists. Like, this one's Darwin, you know, what was Lightspeed's? That's amazing. And then I think, what was him, Hertz? That's another famous scientist. And then Neutron for Afterburn, which we've got. So, I mean, we've got 4. And I think it's really cool that we finally also got to see Scattershot. Not a lot of them. We got robot mode and we got vehicle mode. And I know there's some shots out there of the combined mode, which we'll do as a separate video at another date. But yeah, guys, I look forward to getting both of these. I will definitely be doing videos on them with the combined mode and all that stuff. Unfortunately, right now in my collection, I actually don't have a spot for them. Actually, I do kind of have a spot, but they're so big that I'm only going to get 2 figures on the shelf. So, but again, this is one of those combiners where he's going to be in combined mode, because I think the combined mode is going to be really good. They're vehicle modes, and if I'm not the kind of collector who would go out of their way to buy the vehicle mode And, or should I say, I'm not the type of collector who's going to go out of his way to buy multiple copies so that I can display vehicle mode, robot mode, and in this case, combined mode. So that would be 3 copies of each. I'm not that kind of person, but this is probably the first figure set in a long time, actually ever, that I have felt like I want to buy multiple copies just so that I can combine them, have them in robot mode, and display them in their vehicle modes, because they're insanely good. Now for the vehicle modes, I've always had this thought of doing like a shadow box and like putting them in there like on black felt or something like that, and then like displaying it as a picture frame on the wall. I think that'd be a really, really cool thing to do with this set. But again, with how big they are, it would be like a really big box, a really big shadow box for it. But yeah, it's one of those things that this is a set that I'll be messing with a lot. It won't be just like a lot of stuff just goes in combined mode and sits in their shelf, or whatever mode I put them in, that's where they sit. But this is, and right now I can't do it, not financially a problem, but just logistically in my house, I don't have the space for 3 sets of this. So it's one of those things that, like, depending on how things go, I might be able to do it, but right now I won't. And so I'm not gonna put myself in a corner and buy multiple copies of something, but I think this is gonna be a really cool set, guys, and I really hope you guys are jumping in on this set. I think a lot of people are. I think a lot of people are jumping in this set over the fans toys. If I was completely honest, I think people are jumping over the fans toys for this. Now I know there's some people that are going fans toys because they're fans toys fanatics, and that's fine, you know, like, that's fine. Support what you're gonna support. For me, and what I'm collecting, and like, I just think these are better. I think these are better than fans toys. Fans toys, are they G1 accurate? Probably. A little bit more G1 accurate than their Constructicon set was. That being said, this is what I want. I want stylized G1. I want to be able to look at this and go, I know who that is. That is Nosecone. That is Lightspeed. That is Scattershot. That is Minosaur. That is this. If I can look at a character and I can't think, like Optimus Prime, obviously, you know, the Bay movies and stuff are a little bit harder when it comes to that kind of stuff. I've seen them so much that like I can look at them and go, yeah, I know who that character is now for the most part. But there's been some figures that they've been come out there, and I'm like, who is this supposed to be? Like, oh, that's who that is? So yeah, I think it's going to be an interesting take. So yeah, guys, hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. And be sure to hit a like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed yet. And as always, guys, check out this video right up here in the corner. And until next time.